Hello, hello, hello. Greetings. I'm on the top of a mountain, just north of Boulder, Colorado. I camped here last night in this glorious forest. I think my car is over there somewhere behind me. No, somewhere through the trees. Anyway, I'm all packed up now. I drove in night before last. I was in Kansas City, and then night before last I was in Nebraska, and 2 nights ago I was in Kansas City, or north of Kansas City. I stayed on the farm and left there on Thursday morning, and it is now Saturday morning. So I spent Thursday night somewhere in the middle of Nebraska on an RV campsite right off the freeway, and it was really, really hot and really, really humid and really, really windy. So it was a rough night. I was very excited to come to the alpine mountains of Colorado, and here I am. And I've just really, had an amazing, since I left Nebraska, it was so hot, it was hard to kind of think or process or do anything. And when I got there, I was able to set up camp, eat dinner, and go straight to bed, and then be up 12 times during the night, being restless. But hey, it's all part of the adventure, right? Today's day 14 of my intuitive trip, and I know that I have shared a little bit about my aim, my goal, my opening and allowing the light to pass through. Really dropping into a place that my intuition is guiding me, and it's been pretty amazing to just not know where I'm staying the next night, and then kind of getting a rough idea once I set up camp for where I'm going to stay the following night and how long it's going to take to get there. But the interesting thing is these really in-between moments, like when I was driving yesterday on the freeway after only having 4 hours of sleep. It was only a 4.5-hour drive, but I think it took me almost 6 hours because I had to stop a few times to just kind of like get some energy, ground myself, get away from the wheel. And I had been listening to a bunch of music that's, inspiring and keeping me flowing, and spiritual sounding stuff and rhythmic stuff and dancing, stuff. And at one point I was really just like feeling restless. I could tell I was tired. So I turned the music off and thought, okay, I'm just going to be with myself for a bit. And I could feel something was really trying to come through. And sure enough, I started singing a song that I had started writing after really an amazing kind of almost download channeling session I got a week and a half ago when I was in Sedona. And I wrote, a song came through, and then I completed writing it on the hike the next day. So I started singing it and just kind of exploring the melodies, harmonies, etc. And then I got like a piece of information that I right away went online and started looking, and it just like zapped me. I won't go into details of it now. I'll share more of that later. But I thought, okay. And then right after that, I saw a rest stop, and I thought, perfect. I'm going to stop at this rest stop. And I got a blanket and my water, my notebook, and I went and laid down on this beautiful grassy plain right near the meadows, and it was a really nice rest stop in nature. And just started to meditate. I went online and started to research some things that had come up for me, some lyrics and kind of meaning behind it. And I was blown away by what came through. I was there for about 45 minutes and packed up my stuff and then got back in the car. And as I drove off, I just thought, these moments in our life when we feel restless, we feel uncomfortable, we are always looking for something to take away the place where we are. And this journey has really been about being exactly where I am right now, whatever comes through, whatever experience is coming, whatever's showing up. Is it something that's stressful? Am I lacking sleep? Is it too hot? Is it too cold? Is it, are there too many bugs? Whatever it is that's on the outer surface irritating me, taking the opportunity to really investigate inwards what that is triggering. What is my surroundings, my environment triggering, and also what is my inside calling? Because I can really feel now that, and I've always been intuitive, but to really hone in to this ability to listen to the call of your soul, of your authentic self, whatever name that you give it, your higher self. I certainly have felt my higher self taking my hand over the last weeks and just like, hey, just trust me, follow me, I got you. And the inner child in me was like, but no, or whatever, feeling a little fear or feeling anxious, and putting that trust, some people might call it faith, and that trust in your higher self, in source, in your soul, in your authentic self, again, whatever name that you give it, all it does continually is to offer you these gifts of truth of yourself. I got back in the car yesterday and I thought, there you go, Lara. A perfect opportunity where the cars, the driving, the calling people, the being on music was like a distraction from what was trying to come through. And that restlessness was like the final call for my inner self to say, hey, stop for a second. Just stop, drop, and flow. Listen to what's going on inside. And I think, what really became clear was that so many of us get restless, angry, and so much of that is the layer upon layer upon layer of you not listening to your higher self, not listening to that inner call, not listening to your intuition. And so you railroad over it and you go and listen, you get on your phone, you call a friend, you go out and eat something, or you emotionally eat and eat something you don't want to. Whatever it is, it becomes a veil that continues to grow thicker and thicker and thicker because you're not listening to that inner call. And sometimes it comes through in emotions, sometimes, full blown. But that fine tuning, lots of motocrosses, dirt bikes, and dune buggies on these dirt roads around here. I am off the camping site grid, out in the wild of Boulder world. Where was I? That underlying restlessness and discomfort and frustration, anger, emotion, whatever is being, it's your nervous system, your senses that are all deeply intermeshed in with this amazing energy that you are. This vessel that we are is the most magnificent machinery on this planet. There is nothing more amazing and magnificent than the human body and mind and energy. And when you really can learn, and again, I feel like this morning after my practice that I was using aspects of yoga, dance, sing, breathe, dance, everything, all aspects of things that I've learned through my life are constantly now coming through me and teaching me. I'm not telling my body what to do and my mind what to do. I am going inwards and allowing that higher self to guide me. And that's what happened yesterday in the car. It told me, just stop the car, get out of the car and listen. Listen, Lara, what's going on? Something is trying to come through. And 9 times out of 10, what's really trying to come through is something amazing. It's something beautiful. It's something creative. It's something that comes from truth. And it was a gift, another gift. I've had many on this journey, but many that I put myself in the situation, like sitting on the mountaintop and meditating, and then it's coming through. But here I am driving in the car and just being still, and something is pushing to come through, and it was a little irritated. I hadn't had enough sleep, and it came through by making me stop. And I listened. And I continued my drive, got to Boulder. I always type in just the city. I don't type a place. And this time it brought me into a parking lot right next to Central Park of Boulder, which is along the river. And it was just like a sea of people in bathing suits and shorts, going swimming in the lake and lounging around on the grass. I felt like I just walked into paradise after where I had been. And there's been a few swimming holes that have been offered to swim in the last weeks back in Kansas and in farmland, and they were all very muddy. And this beautiful alpine river, cold and fresh. Oh, it was just glorious. So anyway, I then went into the town and punched in, got on Wi-Fi at a local store and looked for campgrounds. All the campgrounds in the area were booked. And there were 2 places that were nearby, one about 50 minutes, one about 35 minutes, that were off the grid camping, arrive at your own, and first come, first serve. And this is where I am. And I got here last night and I was just like, oh, this is heaven. I hung up my hammock. I built a fire. I prepped my dinner. I ate under the stars, watching the moon. I went to bed about 10:30. Looked at the stars through my tent and just was like, yeah, this is what it's all about. Living the now, living the moment, and really listening, digging into those moments of discomfort, those moments of irritation, those moments of emotion that are being triggered, that we always want to have a reason for, oh, this person or this thing happened and that's why I feel this way. But if we take our ownership and say, no, I am responsible. I am responsible for how I feel. I am responsible for what flows through me at every moment, and I have the choice to listen and to try to hear what it's telling me. Because this transmitter, this amazing satellite that's connected to the universe, that's connected to everything on this planet, when you really hone in, tune in, tap in, and turn on to its abilities, wow, it's just magic. It's constantly magic. It's just flowing and giving you gift after gift after gift. So, tip for the day is, next time you have an irritant, don't turn on the radio or ask yourself what kind of pleasure you need to distract you from what's happening inside. Just stop and go into silence. Stop everything. Sit down and listen. Just breathe and listen and say, okay, what is my higher self trying to tell me? What is trying to come through? Because I know I'm full of treasures. Every day I get to unwrap a gift and say, wow, I got this gift. The gift of me, and the gift of me that just keeps on giving. Because when you put yourself in that place, you are connected to the infinite. You're connected to the universe. You're connected to everything. And everything is giving you everything all the time. So, I could go on and on. It's already getting to be a long one. I was like, oh, it's going to be a short little video. Anyway, here I am with my dirty fingernails and weathered skin, and I love it. Raw, authentic me, listening to my higher self, listening and taking the hand of my inner child and say, hey, I got you. You're good. And nothing can take you away from the gifts that you have inside you. And I say that to you from me, Lara Helena, Courageous Lara, on day 14 of my intuitive journey, my solo road trip around America. And today I'm actually heading to southern Colorado near Grand Junction. I'm going to camp near there. And tomorrow I'm actually going to Salt Lake City. So, to see my sister. I did plan a little bit, but it was intuitive. Anyway, that's it for now. I wish you all a beautiful day wherever you are on this planet. Whatever surroundings are around you, cherish each moment. Listen to yourself, follow your heart, and you got this. This amazing, amazing journey. All right, guys. Harmonizing to one is an everyday and every moment process, and I'm so, so, so grateful for having the opportunity to know and have experienced all that I have in order to bring me to this very moment. So, signing off. Hasta la vista, babies. Until next time.